Stop building authority the wrong way. If you're a founder who thinks authority comes from your credentials, how many followers you have, or how much content you post, you're building the wrong thing. Stop building authority the wrong way because none of those three things are what actually get you into the room with the accounts you want to win. At the end of this video, you'll know the 6 things that make up real founder authority, and you'll be able to check your own company against every one of them. If you appreciate me making this type of content, let me know by gently tapping that like button and consider subscribing and sharing this with someone who needs to hear it. Let's get into it. If you've been with me for the last few episodes, you know we spent that whole series fixing the sales process itself: positioning, offer, demand, conversion, scaling, all the way through control. That work still matters and it's still the foundation. But once your process is solid, a different problem shows up. You're not losing deals because your process is broken anymore. You're losing them because the account never knew who you were in the first place. That's a different problem, and it needs a different fix. This is where we start solving it. What authority isn't? So let's clear something up first. Most founders think authority is something you accumulate: more credentials, more followers, more content. I want to walk you through why none of those three things actually work and then show you what does. Credentials tell someone you're qualified. They don't tell anyone you understand their specific problem. A whale account doesn't care that you have 20 years in the industry. They care whether you understand the exact situation they're in right now, this quarter, with their numbers. Follower count is even weaker. A big following proves you're good at getting attention. It doesn't prove you're good at solving the problem the account actually has. Plenty of founders with small audiences win big accounts because the account was never evaluating audience size in the first place. Nobody signs a contract because of a subscriber account. And content volume, posting constantly, publishing every single week, that one's tempting because it feels like progress. But volume without a point of view just adds noise. According to a 2025 study from Edelman and LinkedIn, 74% of B2B buyers rank being recognized as a leading expert as one of the top factors in a final decision. Not being the most visible, not being the most active poster, but being recognized as someone who actually knows the subject. The authority stack. So if it's not credentials, followers, or volume, what is it? It's 6 specific things, and I call this the authority stack. Once you see it, you'll notice it in every founder who's actually winning whale accounts without chasing them. Let me walk you through it using a founder I'll call David. David runs a $12 million manufacturing company, and on paper, he looks credible, but he wasn't getting in front of the accounts he wanted. Here's what was missing. Number one is experience. Not your resume, but the specific problem you've personally solved more than once in a way most people in your industry haven't. David had 18 years in the business, but he never once said out loud what those 18 years actually taught him. That's not experience showing up as authority. That's just time passing. Number two is point of view. This is the opinion you're willing to say out loud that not everyone in your industry agrees with. David's website said the same thing every competitor's website said. If everything you say could have come from any competitor's homepage, you don't have a point of view yet. You have a description. Number three is evidence. Your point of view needs proof behind it: a number, a result, a real outcome, not a claim. When David finally wrote down his actual opinion about why manufacturers lose their best clients, he backed it up with the exact number of accounts he'd watched leave for the same reason. That's the difference between an opinion and evidence. Number four is stories. Specific situations you've lived through that prove your point of view in a way statistics alone can't. We're going to spend an entire video on this later in the series because it's that important on its own. Number 5 is specificity. And this is where most founders lose the whole stack. Vague language sounds safe, but it sounds like everyone else. David used to say his company delivered quality and reliability. Everyone says that. Once he started naming the exact defect rate he'd cut and the exact process that caused it, people started remembering what he said. And number 6 is consistency. One good post, one good video doesn't build authority. The account has to see the same point of view show up again and again before they trust it's real and not a one time performance. David didn't need to post daily, he needed to say the same true thing in different forms until it stuck. Here's why this matters more than most founders realize. Research from Edelman and LinkedIn found that 85% of B2B buyers say demonstrating understanding of their specific business challenges as a top factor in choosing who they work with. Specificity isn't a nice to have in that stack. It's one of the most important pieces of it. Quick break. If you want to grow your company like we did at EAR by hunting, landing, and growing whale accounts, this assessment will help you get a fast look at how well ready your company is and what your biggest constraint is right now. It takes about 8 minutes, and you can get it online at sologrowth-ai.com/readiness score. It'll walk you through exactly where your company stands on each of 10 critical company activities. And at the end, you'll know exactly what your biggest constraint is and what to fix first. Link is in the description and the pinned comment below. All right, let's get back to it. Citable content. Now, once you have the 6 elements in place, there's still a gap between having authority and actually being remembered. That gap comes down to one thing: whether what you say is worth repeating. Most content says, here's something interesting. It gets a nod and then it's forgotten in about 10 seconds. But some content gives people a phrase they can actually repeat in a meeting, in an email, to their own boss without you in the room. That's a different category of content entirely. And it's exactly what we're covering in the next video. For now, here's your assignment. Go back through the 6 elements: experience, point of view, evidence, stories, specificity, and consistency. Be honest about which ones you actually have and which ones you've been skipping. That's the real starting point. Not more content, not more posting, just an honest look at the stack you've actually built. And if you want to go deeper into how to turn what you know into the kind of content that actually gets repeated, that's exactly what's coming next. I'll see you in the next video.